In every draft, there is a hidden star, a player in the late rounds of draft, the ideal NBA player. Hidden in the College of Wyoming, the Lakers grabbed an underrated star, a star whose talent captivated the world's eyes with one single dunk. What makes him an ideal NBA player, and what makes him so underrated? To answer all these questions, here are 10 reasons why Larry Nance Jr. is the most underrated star ever. Number 1. History. Even before Larry Nance Jr. made a name for himself in the NBA, his name was already written in NBA history, as his father, Larry Nance Sr., picked 20th in the 1981 NBA draft, would play 13 seasons in the NBA, playing for two teams, the Phoenix Suns and the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he would become a 3-time NBA All-Star and get selected to be on the All-NBA Defensive First Team in 1989. But his most shining moment was in 1984, where he competed and won the NBA's first ever dunk contest, where he competed against legendary players like Julius Erving, Dominique Wilkins, Clyde Drexler, and Michael Cooper. With his many accomplishments in the dunk contest and with the Cleveland Cavaliers team, Nance is often considered a legend among many in the state of Cleveland. Larry Nance Jr. was born in Akron, Ohio, home of some other notable NBA stars, Stephen Curry and LeBron James, and attended Revere High School, where he became a standout prospect in his senior season, averaging 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game. He would go on to attend the University of Wyoming and average 11 points and 6 rebounds in his 4-year career with the Cowboys. And with the 27th pick, the Los Angeles Lakers selected Nance in the 2015 draft. And with his father having so many great accomplishments in the NBA, lots of expectations were put on Larry Nance Jr. to try and achieve the potential impact on the game that his father achieved, but in many ways may never be able to fully reach his level in terms of impact on the game. With this level of history behind him, Larry Nance Jr. will always be compared to what his father did in the NBA, and many times this is not fair, but is one of the main reasons why Larry Nance Jr.'s accomplishments will always be underrated. Number 2. College career. As mentioned earlier, Larry Nance Jr. played all 4 years at the University of Wyoming, where he averaged 11 points and 6 rebounds over his 4-year career there. But those numbers don't tell the full story. During his senior season, he had 10 games with 20 points or more, including a career-high 38 points at Denver on December 15th. In his 4 years, Larry Nance was able to improve on every statistical category, averaging his most points in the 2014-2015 season, with 16 points per game, where he became the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year in 2015, and leading the Cowboys to a 25-10 record, and made the game-winning basket during the Mountain West Conference Tournament to seal Wyoming's first NCAA tournament appearance since 2002. He would also make countless other game-winning baskets during his college career. While Wyoming isn't a high-profile college program like Duke or Kentucky, the Mountain West Conference does have teams that have a ton of great NCAA history, such as UNLV, San Diego State, and Boise State. In his 4 years, Larry Nance Jr. became one of Wyoming's finest players, ranking 16th in Wyoming history in points, 9th on Wyoming's all-time career leaders in rebounding, and 6th in steals. And with his efforts, Nance became the first Wyoming player to be selected in the draft since Theo Ratliff in 1995. And because Wyoming was not a big program like Duke or Kentucky, many people had not seen Larry Nance Jr. play besides the NCAA tournament. Because of the lack of exposure Wyoming basketball got on the national television stage, Larry Nance Jr.'s impact on the college game will often be overlooked or underrated. Number 3. Athleticism and bounce. One of Larry Nance Jr.'s biggest strengths is his athleticism. Measured at 6 foot 9 inches, Larry Nance Jr. has a wingspan of a 7-footer and has shown us an incredible amount of bounce and finishing ability from his early high school career to his early NBA career. You can say that he inherited this ability from his father, who, as I mentioned earlier, won the NBA's first dunk contest and also had amazing dunks during his career. Larry Nance Jr. has shown a ton of that bounce that he inherited from his father with a 12.5 max vert reach in the NBA Draft Combine, which is the second highest draft combine score since 2009. He has already dunked on many NBA players during his young career, but why is this ability so underrated? Well, during the 2013-2014 season at Wyoming, Larry Nance Jr. would suffer a season-ending torn ACL in his right knee, starting only 26 games during the season. That he lost some of this athleticism during this injury. Just imagine if he had not suffered this injury, his athleticism and bounce would have been greater than it is today. Defense. Speaking of Larry Nance Jr.'s length, this will be his most viable weapon on defense. Nance has shown that he can be very deceptive with his length on the defensive end, recording many blocks and steals during his rookie and sophomore season in the NBA, and has shown an ability to guard quicker guards or play help defense when needed. With Larry Nance Jr. still coming off the bench for a young Lakers team, he has a chance to be even more effective against opponents' second unit. His defense coming off the bench can be an important factor on how the game is decided. Post moves and shooting. Being that Larry Nance Jr. plays the power forward position, it is important that he establishes post moves and a soft touch at the rim to finish on pick and roll plays. While many experts would say one of Larry Nance's weaknesses is shooting, he has shown lots of improvement in this area, and he can make a 3 or 2 when wide open. Defenses will underrate Nance's shooting ability because he doesn't take many of these shots, but in college he made many of these. That is just another element the Lakers can use in their offense. Number 6. Effort and energy. Something that Larry Nance Jr. has always been known for is his effort and energy and working hard on each possession, even during his college career. His high motor and basketball instincts tend to help him out-hustle opponents to rebounds or spots on the court defensively. Hustle and determination is highly important, especially for a player playing the power forward position that mostly scores from being a roll man of the pick and roll and cuts to the basket. Nance has shown that energy and effort will be one of his elite skills that he can bring to a team. During summer league games and games during his rookie and sophomore season, Nance has shown that he can be a player that impacts the game with just his energy. Added to the fact that Nance is coming off the bench for a Los Angeles Lakers team that leads the NBA in scoring off the bench with players like Lou Williams, Jordan Clarkson, and Brandon Ingram, Nance's energy and effort will often be overlooked because of the limited amount of minutes that he plays. While other players may get the star recognition and scoring numbers, without Larry Nance Jr.'s effort and energy at the power forward position, many times the scorers would not be in the situation that they are in.
One thing for me is day in and day out, every time I step on the court, you will never question my effort. That is number one, first and foremost, on my agenda to do here. I'm going to bring the energy every day. I'm going to bring the athleticism, and you better believe hopefully when I check into the game, SportsCenter's filming.
Number 7. Team chemistry. While we have already talked about the Lakers bench, it is important that Larry Nance Jr. establish good chemistry with all his teammates. He has already shown flashes of this great chemistry with players coming off the bench, with players like Jordan Clarkson and Brandon Ingram using Nance in pick and roll situations and throwing lobs that create excitement for the team and the crowd. With Nance's ability to dunk on just about anybody, when the Lakers feed off each other's energy and get the crowd excited in the game, this can turn the tide in any game and can bring the team closer together. Number 8. Humble. One of the biggest stories that developed as Larry Nance Jr. was drafted to the Lakers was a tweet that he wrote in 2012, in which Larry Nance Jr. referred to Kobe as a rapist. Immediately after Nance was drafted, this tweet went viral, and Nance immediately contacted Kobe Bryant and the Lakers organization, who understood that you make mistakes when you are at a young age. But why does this make Larry Nance so underrated? Well, Nance was humbled enough not only to apologize to Bryant, but the organization, and also delete the tweet. Not many other players would go out of their way to do that. In fact, many players take no responsibility as to what they say online. A perfect example is Kevin Durant, who chose to join the Golden State Warriors, yet had tweets in which he said he would never leave the Oklahoma City Thunder. He left no explanation to the tweet after he left and let the media take hold of it and run with it. This shows Larry Nance Jr.'s character and how important relationships mean to him. Regardless of what others may feel, what he says on social media does matter to him and to the fans of the organization. This character trait will always be underrated.
You know, I got my name was called 27th overall, Larry Nance Jr., you know, whole family crying and everything. And then, like, literally 2 minutes later, I saw on my phone, you know, like, all these people are bringing this up, and it's like, I don't even remember tweeting that. If I haven't forgiven myself, I don't know how he's forgiven me. So, like, I you know, I'm just so thankful he has, and, you know, I mean, as long as I'm okay with him, that's really what I'm concerned about.
Number 9, perseverance. Larry Nance Jr. has already gone through a lot of adversity in his early NBA career. He was diagnosed with Crohn's disease at a young age, in which he has to visit the hospital every 2 months for treatment. He tore his ACL in his junior season in college, as mentioned earlier, suffered a hand injury in Summer League, to most recently a concussion during the 2016 season. Through all these injuries Nance has been through, he has fought through them all and tried to return to the court as soon as possible. Many times players would wait until an injury is fully healed to continue playing, but Nance has shown that he wants to be on the court playing. His ability to be a reliable player at all costs is a trait found in very few NBA players and will often be overlooked.
Also got a few emails from a couple kids that I've given my email out to that have Crohn's and are playing sports and stuff like that. And congratulations, you know, this is so big for me personally also, because if you can do it, I can do it. He can. It's just you know, it wasn't just me getting drafted. The Lakers also got the entire Crohn's community with them.
Number 10, future. Before Larry Nance Jr.'s senior season at Wyoming, he wasn't even considered to be a first-round pick. But now he is on one of the most storied franchises in the NBA. And with the flashes of greatness he has shown, soon the world will know about this underrated star. With a strong Lakers core of D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, and Brandon Ingram, the future is bright for these young Lakers stars. And those are the 10 reasons why Larry Nance Jr. is the most underrated player ever. This video was a little different than my past videos, but if you enjoyed this video or you have an idea for another 10 reasons why basketball video, leave it in the comment section below. But until then, it's been your boy, Johnny Walker LA, and I'm out. Bow.